Hello and welcome back to the Battle Room. My name is Colin. I know it's been a hot minute, but I have a nice, sexy, juicy team report for you here from Raghav himself, the top four finisher at OCIC, the first internet of the year, basically the first international tournament, one of the most important tournaments of the year, if not the most important for the snowball. So we have Raghav here today to talk about his team. How you doing?
What's I'm doing great. What's good, y'all? Happy to be back. Gonna try and get more cuts so this guy has more content. Yeah, doing great.
Obviously, I did cut as well, and my video will be. I have a separate video for my team, but this video is about Raghav, obviously. Um, Raghav finishing top four as he's done before. This is his second time getting top four in a row. Basically, we have the COVID time, so like there's a little bit of an
That didn't
asterisk,
happen.
a little bit of an asterisk, but two OCICs in a row with top four finishes, absolutely insane. The first internet of Gen 9. So let's get into questions today. So obviously we had San Diego and Orlando leading up to this tournament, and those were the first two tournaments in North America in for Gen 9. So how do you think those shaped your perspective going into them? Because I know you didn't have the best finishes at those tournaments.
Yeah, I felt like they were pretty important, honestly, like leading up to Oceania. Starting the season, I felt like pretty confident. I thought, I have a good mentality this year, and we're pretty sauced at new formats. It was going well. I think at San Diego, what went wrong was like we made some last minute team decisions. And I don't think they were necessarily even like wrong choices or edits. It's just like I didn't have time to get comfortable with them, and that kind of showed. And at Orlando, I think I was just continuing to just kind of play bad. I just making silly mistakes. It's no matter what level you're at, you just got to keep grinding, keep practicing to stay sharp. And so I was really hungry going into Oceania, and I wanted to both like set on a team a little earlier, but also just be really comfortable with all the pieces.
So like going into San Diego and Orlando, what differed in your practice and your preparation for OCIC?
I want to say like my intention going into OCIC was just like a little different, and so that meant even though I still did not practice as much as I would have liked, and that, I still felt like after Orlando, the practice I did get was like, okay, at least I know this is basically what I'm gonna be using. Like you know how I am before events. I make like 20 different teams, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna be using until like the last couple days. But before OCIC, I was like, I'm using Maushold, Roaring Moon, Golden Go, and like I think I had an Iron Hands version as well with like setup on it. But I just knew I was gonna be using Maushold plus Golden Go, and yeah, I felt like I was more focused on being comfortable with the pieces. Whereas going into Orlando, I wanted to practice. I didn't really do it. I was just like, it'll be fine. There's a lot of stuff going on in real life that, has been kept me busy. So the goal is still to get more practice and more like more games in.
Yeah, for sure. And I think obviously I'm a big advocate of practice. I love practice. Well, I don't love it, but I practice a lot. Um, but so this team is a little bit different. I would say it's a pretty unique team in a way, mainly because of the Maushold. So how did you come to the idea of Maushold? Because we didn't see a lot of it in Series 2, honestly. It was popping off in Series 1 mainly as a partner for Annihilate, but after that, I don't think we really saw it. I can think of maybe one or two teams that featured Maushold. So what made you really want to use this mon, and why did you think it was so broken going into OCIC?
Yeah, I mean, for context, at Orlando, I used like a similar kind of team. I think it's only like two Pokemon that are different. The sets are different on almost all the Pokemon, but I was using Grimmsnarl with screens, and it was just super slow. You use the same thing. And I saw Kyle Livinghouse, I believe, and Rob using the Maushold set that we ended up using, Super Fang, Baby Doll Eyes, Follow Me, Protect, on a slightly more like offensive team, which also had Golden Go. And I remember hanging out with Kyle after Orlando. He showed me his team and was like, "Oh, I'm stealing that. Like, I'm definitely gonna be using this mon, just because Friend Guard is like kind of like screens already with Follow Me." But I think the biggest thing was just how good Super Fang is as just like chip, and Super Fang plus Baby Doll Eyes is just really good into Dondozo, and it just paired really well with what I was trying to do with Golden Go and like setup mons in general. So I mean, you ended up bringing the Maushold too, and I mean, you know where this guy gets his themes from. So I was really just cooking with mouse on everything because I thought friend guard was crazy. And for this team, it just it's so threatening next to Golden Go because you don't want to shadow ball the next to the follow me normal type, right? Unless
Usually,
you're
yeah.
calling on stream, but it just pairs really well with Golden Go like that. And I was running covert cloak, so obviously you can't get snarled. Shit like that just makes it like really really good. And I thought Baby Doll Eyes was super smart on it too, because I like to play defensively and pivot and you know play the slow game sometimes. Really good for Roaring Moon as well, which has a bit of a weaker defense stat.
So why don't you
Okay.
go into a little bit more in depth on how you built your team?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I was using pretty similar stuff to Orlando. The core idea of the team is that you either want to set up Golden Go or you want to set up Roaring Moon. And honestly, I thought Roaring Moon was super mid. I did not think it was good until I really tried this set. I kind of underestimated how much damage it does with acrobatics and Terra flying with the attack boost. And I just realized next to Friend Guard, this shit's fat, bro. It's really bulky. And I was really happy that I found a mon that could set up and roost. I never really needed protect. And Roaring Moon was really good because of its typing. It's good into Great Tusk teams. It's good into a Flutter main. Freeze Drive from Bundle doesn't even do half with Friend Guard. So it just felt like a really good mon into a lot of Pokemon. And at the same time, it was just kind of a good Psy spam matchup. And it just complemented really well what I couldn't just like absolutely body with Golden Go Mouse. The rest of the team is just kind of glue from there. The Iron Hands is just your standard AV Volt Switch fake out. I had close combat instead of Drain Punch because I think it was more important to get a good amount of chip. I wanted it to be kind of as bulky as possible, but when it attacked, like I needed it to do damage. Pick up those kills on Iron Bundle, those kinds of just do as much as you can to set up for my Golden Go or Roaring Moon. Um, I think the weakest part of the team was probably Bundle's like Focus Sash. I don't know what I would change it to. I thought about Clear Amulet just to avoid the Icy Wind drops, but I'm not really convinced that's the one. But yeah, honestly, I don't think it's like super complicated to understand the team, and you've been seeing like a lot of kind of variants of it with Amoonguss over Mouse, just like they're standard Pokemon, but I think they're just really synergize well and cover each other's weaknesses super well.
I feel like we saw a lot of teams similar to this among like I want to say mid-tier players. Like I saw a lot of like Acrobatics, Roaring Moon, like at the middle tier tables at Orlando, and it just felt like it wasn't really popping off and doing that well in tournament. But obviously this was like one of its bigger breaks. It did get second place as well with Alberto's team, but also I feel like this is like the blueprint of where Roaring Moons are headed in the future of Series 2 at least, minimally. So yeah, I think it's a really cool team. Obviously, I think it's very influential in the way that we're going, just because of your use of Roaring Moon and taking it to a another level almost.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that what you were saying about the mid-tier players using it in the middle tables, I think the bigger thing is just like it's a bunch of Pokemon that are really popular and really good, but there wasn't enough like refinement among the sets for all of it to make sense. And I think as the meta develops, even though Series 2 isn't going to be around forever, we've kind of settled more into like, okay, these sets make sense and work together really well. And the pace of the team just gives you a lot of tools to position around and actually play Pokemon.
I also feel like your love of Golden Go, and like especially in Series 2, like that was a big part of the team as well. Just bringing all the pieces together, was having this other setup mon, especially paired with something like Mouse or Amoonguss. So I feel like it really just brought everything together, where I saw a lot of the other teams didn't have stuff like Golden Go. They would commonly have like Fluttermane there, or they would have Grimmsnarl or something, and it was just more
Yeah,
support for like the moon. But yeah.
Goldie really like dropped off in the middle, which like to me like I kind of get it, but also like I really don't, just because it's so good into Flutter Main and Bundle. And people's main answer for it was Arcanine. Like you saw in the finals of Orlando, Wolf won because he had like a really cool max attack Arcanine that like punished Ashton's Golden Go, right? But if Golden Go just had a defensive Terra, like he won. and it's way harder to punish. So I think just kind of like, yeah, the setup Golden Go is super underrated. I think a lot of people have switched to leftovers from Covert Cloak, which, I can get behind that. Still plays super well. So I just think, yeah, like Golden Go is always going to be really well placed in a meta like this, where Fluttermane and Bundle are like two of the top Pokemon.
So obviously going to a tournament in Australia is a big deal, and there's a lot of risk involved, like obviously spending money and traveling abroad to play in a tournament. So what makes this tournament different from playing in something like an American regional?
I mean, one of the big things is that the meta is going to be slightly different. Obviously, like largest majority of people are going to be from Australia, but I think the bigger deal is just like the high concentration of players coming from all regions, like Europe. I mean, Latin America. Gabriel Agati was here, and that guy's a threat always. So just like kind of understanding that the level of play at the higher tables are going to be harder. And just like, yeah, a little bit of a different meta. I think we've touched on this before, especially with the new structure and how big regionals are. It doesn't feel as different as it used to. And the goal was just kind of like, I just want to go X2 to make the next day. I mean, now we're seeing with large numbers, you really, really want to go X1 just so you can like ensure that top cut the next day. But yeah, I think preparing for it was more like mental and understanding your body and how tired you're going to be. It's actually nice for Florida. I was way more tired because I came in the day before and I couldn't sleep. But in Melbourne, I got like a couple days. The time zone difference wasn't too bad. And I've been there before, and honestly, I really love the place. So it was honestly a good experience.
So how did the team perform, like at, you mentioned having to play against these upper top tier, like European players, Americans, obviously Australians. So how did the team perform for you overall, and like, what was your experience with it?
Honestly, it was like pretty close to perfect for me. I think a lot of my issues this season have just been me playing bad and not really the team. At pretty much every tournament, I felt like all of my losses were, like very like I had control of the game and I just kind of fumbled it. The team didn't fail me, and I didn't get like super unlucky really most of the time. So going into this tournament, I felt a little bit more confident, and I just felt like Golden Go was incredible in every matchup. And whenever I played Psy Spam, I was like, whew, it's pretty nice to have a Roaring Moon, I can't lie. So all my games went well. I lost round 1 actually, because I just got absolutely sauced by Technician Maushold with Haze Murkrow, and I just kind of played like a dumbass. It like one-shot my Roaring Moon at like -1, and I was like, yeah, I'm screwed, like, or something like that. And from there, I kind of just like was like, I gotta keep my head calm. I could still even lose another one, and I still have a chance. And yeah, it was good into everything. I ended up losing the last round, day 1. And to Aurelion Sola. I think that match I got a little unlucky. But yeah, the team was just kind of really good. I think even like top 4, I didn't feel like I would change the team anything to beat Alberto, like I could have played better, got a little less unlucky.
Yeah.
It really did feel like such a good call and super like catered to my play style.
So obviously you're a pretty well-known builder at this point. Obviously I benefit from your fantastic teams, but what do you like? Obviously, this is a whole different format than like Dynamax was. Like, it's a totally different way that you have to think about the game and build teams, just because you can't just make the Pokemon huge and double their HP for 3 turns. So, what would you say that like? What advice would you have for people trying to build teams or trying to refine teams in Gen 9?
I guess I have like a few good tips, but like. How many like Series 2 tournaments do we even have right now left? It's Vancouver, and is Charlotte Series 2 or Series 3?
Yeah, Charlotte is Series 2 as well. So we have 2 more, and I'm not sure about like European.
Oh, Europe and others. All right, so whatever Europeans are listening and those going to Vancouver and Charlotte, there's like 3 main things on my checklist, right? Obviously, there's like a bunch of more cores, but like you want to be able to beat the Great Tusks. You want to be able to beat those who are like, using the Roaring Moon, Golden Go control stuff. And you want to be able to beat, like, kind of your standard Fluttermane, Palafin, the stuff that just won Knoxville, And, like, basically variants of Wolf's Parish team, but less perishy. Those are like the three main things that you want to cover for. And it's important to have a flexible team and be aware of what you want to Terra. Because I think a lot of people with Terras kind of just use it as a crutch to like, oh yeah, like this will be my resist when I Terra. But if you need another Terra for the matchup, like you don't want to kind of screw yourself in thinking you have lines where you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then the biggest thing is just comfort. If you lock into your team earlier than you usually do and just practice, I promise you it's going to be the best thing you could do for yourself rather than make like a crazy call. Not that you shouldn't be creative or, try and find something that clicks, but like I think especially in an open sheet format and a just like I don't know, there's no Dynamax like you're saying. Games are a little less volatile, but you get so much out of just like making good, safe decisions like in this kind of style of format, in this pace. So I think just being comfortable with what you're using is a huge benefit.
So how do you feel about the open sheets? Like, in this, you've played for a while. So how do you feel about the open sheets compared to non-open sheets, especially, like with this style of team?
I used to like before we had this discussion, I was kind of worried, because I like close sheet. I think I benefit as a player in like creative decisions and like information management. And I mean, I don't know if it's unfair, but like I have friends, so scouting helps.
Yeah.
Um, but OpenSheet has been honestly awesome. I think it's like, especially with Terra types, I think it was most important for Series 1 because of those like stupid Annihilapes and Dondozos. Like, it was less manageable in Series 1.
Mm.
So I think since it's just really helpful, like knowing what I can punish and not being surprised by random stuff. But also like the way that I play, I like being in control. I like having a lot of options. So I feel like not too much is even like given away in my strategies. Like having protect on a lot of Pokemon, being able to pivot, having like safe options is kind of something that I already like to have. So I don't think I'm like super punished. And I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to be creative, it has to be consistent too. So I don't think it's like super punished in open sheet.
Um, so what are your thoughts moving forward? Like, the rest of the season, this is obviously the first leg of the journey. There's still a lot more Pokemon to be played. You're going to be going to London, and you have a Worlds invite now, so you're locked
Let's
in for
go.
both those tournaments. Um, but yeah, what do you want to accomplish moving forward? What are your thoughts moving forward in
um,
for Scarlet and Violet?
I said it last time I was in a video that I feel really confident. Um, I think I'm in a similar place, but I think I understand that I need to be better. And the reason I didn't cut the previous tournaments was because simply wasn't good enough. But I think I can be good enough to win any tournament I attend. I just need to put the work in. I think I'm gonna try my best to win Vancouver. Totally possible. Totally possible to go X4, but
Yeah,
like,
we might have another video. Who knows?
dude, who knows? The best part is I wouldn't care too much if I went X4 as long as I tried.
Hmm.
Because the best part is you know what you can do next. You know, like if I went X4, why, and then you can fix it. I think I usually have really good performances, like my best performances, after doing kind of shit at a tournament before. Um, so yeah, my goal is I want to win another regional. I want to win an internets, and I want to win worlds. You gotta go off, right?
Hmm.
But we'll see how it goes. I feel good. I think the format's fun, and I'm just excited because we have so many people, and so many people are so good.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, like
yeah,
we saw yesterday with like someone going to their first tournament. Justin Tang won an entire regional without ever attending one before. So
and he played phenomenal. Like
yeah,
I watching his stream games, he like he not only made like consistently good decisions, but when he needed to, he made really good commits and really good raids. So I was just like super impressed that like this is the level of players we have who haven't even gone to an event before. Like the online era has created like really solid, consistent players. And I mean that's the biggest thing. I don't think he's like some god, right? I mean he's a little bit of a god, but like it was his first event and
yeah.
like you can do it. You just gotta practice. Like the level of play here is so good.
Um, but yeah, do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, I mean shout outs to you, shout outs to Tub Nation. guess shout out Kyle and Rob for the like Maushold idea. Um, yeah.
All right. Well, I think we gotta pick your brain a little bit and learn about how you got top 4 at international. Obviously, no small feat. You have 2 of these trophies now. Looking for that big dub, maybe for once. Maybe.
Hey, dude, you didn't even get a trophy. Stop throwing shade, bro. Yeah, I'll get the dub. I'll get the dub. I was so close, man.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
I would
Thank
have
you for.
smashed Gavin, by the way.
Yeah, Gavin was free. Honestly, like he got bailed. He got bailed.
He got no. Congrats to Gavin. He's my boy. And
Um.
Alberta, honest.
Yeah, I mean three LA boys and first, second, and fourth.
It is pretty crazy. That shit is crazy. Like, I mean, Yuya, if you're moving to LA, we could have made it 4 for 4, bro.
I don't know if that's on Yuya's plans, but we'll see.
What? Australia, LA? Come
It's
on.
not too far, right? Just 19-hour
No,
flight.
no. Yeah, something like that.
Um, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. And again, the rental code is up there. So if you guys want to spam this team, obviously it's pretty influential, pretty good team. You guys should try it out. I think it's a.
It's really gassing me up right now, bro.
I think come on, it's free Master Ball. If they're trying to get to Master Ball, who knows? But thank
That's
you.
true. Honestly, sorry.
Go finish your thought.
I was saying, honestly, I think this is a really good team to practice with and get better at because it'll allow you to pick up other teams like of similar style.
I do agree, especially with like a lot of the pieces here are like really, really like, especially like Arcanine, Iron Hands, Iron Bundle are like they're so good and they're so splashable on so many teams. So it makes a lot of sense that you would want to like if you learn them on this team, like it's easy to just slap them on another team and perform well with them. So and I think they have
Yeah.
pretty high skill ceilings for the most part. Like they're
Hmm.
they're the more in-depth playmakers, I would say, of Series 2, if anything. Good
Yeah,
tools.
and there's still like strong setup mons that you want to like protect. It teaches you how to like value your pieces and like your win condition, which is usually golden go or roaring moon.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's it. That's all I got. Peace.
Follow me.
Follow Raghav. Also, his Twitter's been on the screen the whole time. So,
Oh, lit. Okay.
but that's all I got. See you guys later.